Hello friends, welcome to Shauna Stitches. I'm Shauna and today is November the 10th and I am going to do a Geogradient wrap up for you all. It's been quite a journey and I thought I would share some of my final thoughts now that it's said and done and everything's blocked. I took the pins out of the shawl earlier today and took a couple of photos, which I will insert a little bit later. My husband took some pictures and I just have to say I am quite happy with how the shawl has turned out. Without further ado, let me show you Geogradient as much as I can fit in the camera. It is absolutely massive now that it's blocked, and I did not stretch it out at all. All I did was try to smooth down some of the stitches. I'm just really happy. Before I blocked it, the center section kind of at the bottom here was puckering, but now you can see that looks good. It's all laying flat and smooth. And of course, this side looks just like the other side. So now I will go ahead and insert those photos. And actually, let me show you what it looks like on. Not saying I can style this very well just sitting here in front of the camera, but I'll do my best. Maybe not the best styling, but it works, right? So let's see. Now I feel like I should take it off because I want to tell you some things, but I'm gonna wear it for a minute and let's go over the colors that I used for this shawl. All of my yarn is the Holst Garn Super Soft, which is a fingering weight yarn. There's their label, Holst Garn. This is my color A, which is the color Candy Floss. That's all that I have left of 2 cakes. My color B, which is Allium. Color C is Peony. And color D, Comfrey. I finally figured that out. So I think my colors really do look more vibrant and more beautiful now that it's been washed. I always use color catchers when I wash my shawls or anything, but I noticed that this one really didn't seem to bleed color, but the water was pretty dirty looking, and that's because Holst Garn leaves the spinning oil inside the yarn and doesn't pre-wash it for you. So after washing, the yarn really plumps up. Let me see. I told you I was going to have to take this back off. I don't know that we are going to get a great comparison, but let's see. We'll look at the back here where some of my ends are. Actually, I think this will be a pretty good comparison. So you can see the strand on the left, maybe it doesn't look that different. This strand here that's attached to my shawl is the one that's been washed, and this one hasn't been washed. Super hard to hold up here. Yeah, you can definitely see the one on the left there. I hope it's your left, the one here. It definitely looks plumper and thicker. And so that's what happens when you wash your shawl. It can look, or whatever you've made out of it, it can look like it's kind of loose stitches, maybe a bit see-through, but the yarn really does plump up quite nicely. And it's soft enough to wear next to skin, at least for me. It isn't cashmere or super fine merino soft, but it's definitely not scratchy, itchy. Yeah, it's not prickly. So let's do a quick recap. If you'll remember right, clue 1 is this center here, this little diamond shape, the one that caused all the controversy. And for that square, let me click to a different screen here. I used 44 grams of yarn total, all colors included, 44 grams. Then we went to Clue 2, which were the eyelet chevrons, same on each side. And those used 49 total grams of yarn. Then we had Clue 3, which is still my absolute favorite of the entire shawl. Those beautiful wave-like slip stitches. I just love that. It's so beautiful. Clue 3 used 53 grams of yarn. And the massive extended border, 3 full repeats of all the colors and the I-cord bind off, used a total of 183 grams. That's crazy. So in total, I used 329 grams of Holskarn Super Soft for my beautiful shawl. I think I can put it back on now. I have zero regrets for knitting that huge border. I know at the time I definitely was expressing the fact that I was annoyed and didn't want to knit a single more stitch. But now that I've done it, let me scoot back here a little bit. You can see I'm very tall. I'm 5'10", not a small person, and I feel like this is just the perfect size. If I had only done one repeat, it would be so much smaller. Even 2 wouldn't be as soft and squishy and large as this one is. And I think these colors are quite nice on my skin tone. I think so anyway. What else do I want to say about this? I am happy that I went ahead and kept knitting. I have no regrets for knitting Clue 1 the way it originally came out. I'm going to pop a picture back up here just so I don't have to take, actually so you can see the whole thing. I was going to say so I don't have to take it off again, but truly what you can see in this camera screen does not give you the whole total picture. But what I see when I look at this shawl, you've got your pinwheel or windmill, whatever you want to call it, in the center. And as you look out in the shawl, you can see, picture, either water or air as it would roll off of those fan blades, and it, what do you call that? It does that thing. There's a word for it, where it just kind of like expands, right? So the pinwheel is small and it has these currents, and then as the currents come out, they get larger and larger and larger. And to me, that is what this shawl reminds me of. So I love it. I think it might be one of my favorite Stephen West shawls that I have knit, or at least the MKAL shawls. I think it's the most cohesive. I really like all the different stitches. I still am going to say I think it's more on the safe side than a lot of them that he has had before. There's no huge holes. There's no odd shapes. It's a very standard shaped shawl, and we got some new stitch types in there to try. This dip stitch that was new-ish, although it's been used in some other things, and that the way that slip stitch of Clue 3 was done, I feel like that is a new way to do an old technique, which, that's what knitting is these days, because it's been around for so long. You can't do a whole lot that hasn't been thought of before. So that being said, I know I was a bit on the fence on my Clue 1 video about if Stephen West did another mystery knit along, would I participate? And I'll be honest, the answer is yes. I do feel a bit bummed that I don't feel like my experience was the same this year as it has been in years past. I was restricted from posting my shawl pictures in the WestKnits Ravelry group, which I don't think is very fair, but he can make his own decisions and rules how he sees fit. But I know personally, I used to read all those posts on the forum and would participate. And this year, once it was, well, really once all the drama happened, I just took a huge step back. I was like, this is not fun for me to participate in this way anymore. But I found so much support in this community through YouTube, through other friend groups that I have, and that was absolutely wonderful. So If you're new here and you found me and you've been following along on my Geogradient journey, I just appreciate you so much. Everyone's been so kind, so uplifting, and just really welcoming and wonderful. So I appreciate all of your comments and just your thoughts, how you're doing your shawl. Doesn't bother me at all if you chose to go a different route with your shawl, but I do appreciate that you can also support me in my choice to do mine the way it was originally intended. So again, thank you for that and for being kind in that process, even if you don't agree with me. So I think those are my thoughts on Geogradient. So happy to have it done, so happy to have it off the needles and around my neck. I really think that I'm going to reach for this shawl quite a bit. I don't tend to be much of a shawl wearer. I will throw one on sometimes when I'm cold, but I don't know, something about wearing them out of the house. I haven't quite gotten the knack of that yet. But I really do love a shawl that will wrap around my back and can tie around me. I should see if I can wear this one that way. I'm pretty sure I can because this is probably my longest shawl ever. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, let me get it going the right way. So you throw it over your back. I think it's like a very old school traditional way to wear a shawl, but it's almost like wearing a sweater. And so, oh yeah, but it doesn't have much extra. I'm surprised actually. So that means I have other shawls that are longer than this. I don't know if I'll be able to show you. I have just tied it in the back. So not a lot of extra room. I'm actually very surprised. I could probably hold it a little bit snugger to get a little bit extra room. But yeah, look how much that comes down my arms. It's just like a cozy yarn hug. All right, I think that's it. I don't think I can ramble on about this shawl much more, although as soon as I quit, press the stop record thing, I'll probably think of something else I meant to say. But I will just end it here and say thank you so much for watching and subscribing, and I really do appreciate your comments. So I will talk to y'all soon. Bye.